All right, let's dive in. Today, we are cracking the code on one of the most dynamic, most powerful personality types you'll ever meet. And look, understanding what makes these people tick, well, that's your key. It's the key to unlocking some serious influence in every part of your life. We're talking your career, your business, your friendships, even at home. So let's get right to it. I mean, this quote from our source material just says it all, doesn't it? They are pure energy, pure excitement, and forward motion. These are the people who make things happen, and their defining color, as you're about to see, is a vibrant, unmistakable red. So why red? Well, first off, think about that firecracker energy. You know that classic red paper on a firecracker? That's them. Action types are just packed with explosive potential. When you really connect with them, you're tapping into this incredible source of drive and passion that can launch literally any idea, any project, or any adventure into the stratosphere. Second, these personalities, they really only have one speed, full throttle. Life is meant to be lived with the pedal to the floor, pushing the RPMs right into the red line. Seriously, they have no time for hesitation, no time for delay. If you want to get on their wavelength, you've got to be ready to move just as fast. And finally, red stands for the red carpet. The action type wants, and frankly, they expect, the full VIP treatment. See, in their mind, they are the celebrity. They're the star of their own show. So making them feel seen, special, and important, that isn't just flattery. No, that's speaking their native language. So, here's our game plan for today. We've kind of touched on the archetype with those red ideas. Next, we're going to go deep on their core values, learn how to spot them in your own life, and then we open up the playbook on how to connect and persuade. By the end of this, you'll have the code. Okay, first up, their core values. Let's start with what really, truly drives them. And listen, understanding their core values is the absolute foundation for building any kind of relationship or influence. If you don't get what they value, you're just flying blind. Now, what's so interesting about this first set of values is that they all circled around one big idea: absolute, unfiltered freedom. They can't stand being boxed in by rules or policies. They need options, they need choices, they need flexibility. They're the friend you can call 30 minutes before a flight to Vegas, and they'll probably meet you at the airport. They see an opportunity not as a risk, but as pure, uncut excitement. The second set of values? Oh, this is all about their place in the world. They run on attention. The world really does revolve around me, me, me. This fuels their need for constant stimulation and a deep, baked-in desire to compete. And for them, competition is not about taking part. It's about winning. It reminds me of what Michael Jordan once said: "There's no I in team, but there is an I in win." That is their mindset in everything, from a business deal to a so-called friendly game of Monopoly. All right, section 2, spotting them in the wild. So now we know what drives them, but how do you actually pick one out of a crowd? Let's pull out the field guide. This slide just says it all, doesn't it? It perfectly shows the massive difference in how they see the world. Where you or I might see risk in an opportunity, they only see a thrill. Where a partner might see a budget as a smart plan for the family's future, the action type sees it as a boring, restrictive limit that's just begging to be smashed. And a rule? Come on, that's not a law. That's just a friendly suggestion, one they feel a need to challenge. And here are the dead giveaways. The things you can actually see and hear. They are always dressed to impress, look for the designer labels. They drive fast, flashy cars. They're animated, energetic, and they absolutely cannot stand being bored or having to wait for anything. In fact, that's why they're often late. Arriving early means waiting, and to them, that's the ultimate waste of time. Besides, in their mind, the party doesn't start until they walk in anyway. Okay, section 3, the influence playbook. All right, this is the good stuff. We know what they value. We know how to spot them. So now what? How do you actually talk to them, connect with them, whether you're trying to land a deal, plan a vacation with your spouse, or just get on the same page about, well, anything? Here it is, your cheat sheet. Get to the bottom line, and get there fast. They have zero patience for fluff. Talk about the dream, the lifestyle, the big picture. Make them the hero of the story. And whatever you do not overload them with details, focus on boring rules, or be slow and repetitive. And never, ever make excuses. Champions don't make excuses, and they have zero respect for people who do. So this really boils down to a super important 4-step process. First, you have to match their energy. If they're fired up, you better be fired up too. Second, sell the sizzle, not the steak. It is never about the car's features. It's always about how they'll feel driving it. It's not about the hotel's amenities, it's about the exclusive story they get to tell about staying there. Third, frame everything as a competition, a challenge they can dominate. And finally, roll out that red carpet. Make them feel exclusive, important, and valued in every single interaction. Okay, let's bring it all home. We've broken down their values, their behaviors, and the communication playbook. Now let's put all the pieces together and officially crack the code. To understand their world, just look at this number. $250,000. You know what that is? That's the minimum you have to spend on your credit card in 1 year just to get an invitation to apply for the legendary American Express Black Card. It's a world built on exclusivity, status, and luxury. Understanding this aspiration is absolutely key to understanding them. So here it is, the action code boiled down to its essence. To truly connect with them, to influence them, every single conversation has to appeal to one or more of these 4 core drivers: freedom, thrills, status, and victory. If you can frame your ideas in their language, the language of speed, opportunity, and winning, you've done it. You've cracked the code. So now you have the key. You can see what motivates them, you know how to speak their language. The only question left is who in your life, your boss, your partner, that super ambitious friend, who are you going to connect with first?